Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today's video is something a bit simple and that is very important to handstands, and it is wrist warm-up, wrist strengthening exercises, and the importance of that really. So the reason why I want to talk about this is because when you handstand, all of your weight is going through your wrists, so it makes it so incredibly important that you warm them up before every training session, and if you're going to do anything like froggies or anything that will be bearing weight through your wrists. One of the major reasons why you want to make sure that you warm them up is because it reduces your chance of getting them injured, and because especially if you're a beginner and you're first starting to handstand, your wrists are not going to be used to having all of your body weight going through your wrists. So that's why it's super important that we warm them up, get them nice and limber and ready to take some weight. The other reason why this is super important is because when you're handstanding, you require wrists that are mobile. So your wrists are able to get at this angle to the ground while your hand is being flat. And of course, to get that mobility, that requires strengthening your wrists and stretching it to get that mobility. So to start off with equipment, you will need a light weight if you're just starting out, or a little bit heavier if you just want some strengthening exercises to help strengthen your wrists to avoid and reduce injury. So for beginners, I would say half a kilo or a kilo weight. More, sorry about that noise, the creepy crawly, and if you don't live in Australia, it's a pool cleaner, the sucky thing that goes, yeah, that just turned on. So we're just gonna keep going and hopefully it's not too loud. What was I saying? And a 2 kilogram weight if you are more advanced. And then the other thing is a TheraBand. Now, if you don't have any of this kind of gear, so easy to find. I have an affiliate at the moment where you can go and buy these kind of things and so much more other equipment and stuff that is so helpful if you're starting this journey. It is ProSource Fit. They have pretty much anything you could think of under the sun in terms of training gear and equipment, and so they are really awesome, so you should check them out. I will leave a little link down in the description below. Disclaimer, this is an affiliate link, so if you do click on it and purchase anything, I gain just a small commission at no extra cost to you, so I appreciate if you go on there and get anything. But a TheraBand is the minimum thing that you could get is so good. With that, let's get into the stretches and strengthening exercises. Woo, woo. So to start off with, we're just going to do a nice wrist warm-up, and we're going to start with some small circles going one way, oh my gosh, and then going the other way. Just to start to get some movement in there. Mine crack a lot. I don't know about you guys. And then we'll bring the hands together, interlock your fingers, and then do some circles that way, and then the other way. Man, that's a brain tease, because you go one way and then go the other way. Wow. If you got that, comment down below, because that's an ability in itself. Try to understand that. Next, making a fist with your fingers and then flicking your fingers out. Kind of like if you were flicking water in someone's face. So this next one, you are going to grab just above that wrist bone in there. I'm gonna grab, there's your wrist bone, just above it, and then the other side in a similar spot. And you want to have a firm grip on both sides, and then all you're gonna do is you're going to keep that hand nice and loose, and you're just going to shake it. I don't actually know the science behind this one. I learned it off a coach, but this is a really good one. It's kind of nice. You get to let the hand go all floppy. And then the other side, so just above that bone, and on the other side, firm grip, not too hard, not too loose, because you want to use this hand that's holding the wrist to shake that wrist around. Then we'll go into these stretches, so just bringing one back and then pulling it. And then the other way. And you can duo things up by doing both hands at the same time. It's a fun one. And then the other side. Just having like a really nice gentle pressure here. You don't want to push too hard, and you don't want to sort of be like doing nothing. And then that way. Alright, now we're going to go down to the ground, so I'm going to shuffle. So next we're going to bring our hands onto the floor, and we're just going to do some little half circles with the weight going down through our wrists. I really like this one because it's a nice progression to start to get a bit of weight through the wrists without going into like the full body weight. Just really nice and gentle circles, feeling the weight move through that palm. Right, next we're going to do a similar one to before, but we're going to do it on the ground. So fingers back facing towards you with a bit more pressure on it than before. This one's really nice because you can lean back a fair bit more, and you can get a good stretch through your forearms as well. And then flipping the hands over so the backs of your hands are on the ground. Just remember to be gentle as well with these stretches. You don't want to go too hard. You'll have to go up a bit further for this one. And then you'll just bring your weight back a bit. And then we can do sideways, and you can rock between the two. And out that way. Flip the hands over as well. Sometimes I like to just sort of like walk through all of these ones instead of being more of a static stretch. Sometimes that's a bit more preferred, but you can do what feels good for your wrists. Alright, that concludes the stretches part of this, and now let's jump into some strengthening exercises and get those wrists nice and strong. Woo. So for this first one, we are going to use that weight that you've got, and we are going to be doing wrist curls with our forearm supported on a bench. So with our palm facing up, you want to support like quite up close to your wrist, but you still want to be able to drop that wrist down. So you want to drop it down so you've got that wrist flexion, and then bring it up. I'm going to do 10 of these. Of course, adjust like the reps to like the level of your ability. And then you're going to put your palm facing down, and you're going to do the same thing but just flipped to the reverse. Really making sure you're trying to keep that wrist not turning with this one. And then of course do the other side. The next one that we're going to do is very similar to the last one, except we are going to do it with a TheraBand. If I can get this one done. So for this one, bring the forearm so it's parallel to the floor, and then doing that same thing. So flexion to the curl. And then of course the other way as well. Make sure you have a bit of resistance with that TheraBand, so it's like not too loose and too easy. This one's good if you like just have a TheraBand and you're on tour or you're away on holidays and you don't have access to weights. Next we're going to do ulnar and radial deviation, like curls with the weight. So for this one, for the ulnar, you're going to be grabbing the front of the weight. Grab the front and tip the back part down and up. And then you do the opposite of that, so grabbing the back and you want to point it down and then up. So grab the front of it, tip it down and up. Pretty sure this one is the ulnar, and then this way is the radial. Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Okay, and for our final exercise, it is my personal favorite, probably the best one you could do out of all of these. Include this in your daily warm-up. It is the best thing you can do to strengthen your wrists, and it is wrist push-ups. So for this one, spread your fingers out nice and wide. You can start off in a tabletop if you're new to this, and you want to hinge at those knuckles that is closest to your palm, so your third knuckle, like that. And you want to do them together, nice and controlled, up and down. Once that gets easy, or if you're a bit more advanced, you can move out onto the knees push-up position. And if you're really advanced, you can do it in the full plank position. Really making sure you're doing it nice and slow and controlled. If you do want some more to continue to strengthen your wrists, I would recommend checking out some of my beginner handstand videos. Just doing some of the basic beginner handstand drills like froggies will start to help improve your wrist strength and get them used to taking all of your body weight basically. All right, that is these stretches and strengthening exercises to help your wrists, to warm them up, prevent injury, and get them nice and mobile for handstands. If you guys did enjoy this video, please give it a like because it really supports my channel, and hit that subscribe button if you want to see more, and the little notification bell if you want to be notified anytime I upload a new video. And I will see you guys next time. Bye. Fuck off.